Okay, I've got this Lynn Mizono top, and Marcy Tilton was doing this, and I just love it. The minute I saw it, I just loved it. Of course, I can't make this pattern up straight, don't want to do anything drastic like that. I'm making a few alterations to it. I'll show you those as I go along. I love these art to wear things like this. They're just fabulous, but this is all just too bulky. One of the problems with art to wear is that I think they think it's supposed to be easy to make up, and that's fine, that's wonderful, but that it doesn't have to fit, and I think there's something wrong with that. But I love the details on this. I love the little cuff thing here. I love how this is going to open, and I have some funky clip things that I'm going to use here instead of buttons, which is going to be fun. I don't know unless I can find something out of my vintage drawer, but probably not. But the alterations I'm going to make here, this is just way too full. I like the fullness down here at the bottom, but I don't like the fullness. Remember me talking about how I always want to keep this area nice and clean and neat? Well, that's not happening here, and so I'm going to neaten that up, and I'm going to do the same thing here and back. Love this line right here. So that's what gives me the idea of keeping the dart like this. And so that's where I'm putting the dart in here. I'm going to have a few pictures here to show you as we go along. On my pattern piece, you can see right here, I've got the dart drawn in. Here's my waistline, and you'll notice that the big fat part of the dart, where it's going to be taken in the most, is right above the waistline, right in through here. That's what I'm doing. This is where this is at the hip where it's going to remain open. I'm going to go ahead and cut this the smallest size, but I can probably tell that I'm going to be taking it up after I do that. Here's my bust point. So I don't want this to go into the seam because I might be taking this up a little bit. I don't want it to destroy the line, and yet I still want this fullness down here. This may take a little tweaking. So I've done my flat, as much as I can, flat pattern design right here. Then I'm going to put it on the mannequin and on me and do a little bit more tweaking, do some draping. Okay, be back. Love the way this came out. This is a Lynn Mizono pattern. I'm going to stick that up here real quick so you can see it. But I tweaked it out a little bit. I did quite a few things to it that work for me. One is this doesn't hit so much off the shoulder, which is something I kind of like about this pattern. The other is that I put a dart right here and a dart right here. And what I did on the pattern is I measured this angle, folded over center front here like this, so that this angle matched, this dart matched this angle, so that when I get ready to bring this back over, this literally folds parallel and matches that line right here, which takes this line and kind of makes it all real nice looking. I also, when I nip this dart in, the majority of the dart, or the majority that I'm taking in, is right in this area. Remember me talking about the midriff? It's right above the waist. Now, on her pattern, it's really full right here. This pattern cuts out like this. On mine, I nip this in a little bit. On yours, I think you can do the same thing. I took out 4 inches in here. But, even if you just want to just make this line soft. So this is going to be like a side bust dart right here. But then, so that allows you to shape this. I also took in the sleeve quite a bit. Here, when this sleeve closes, here you can see it. You can see how much is taken in right in here, which really makes this look really nice. This would be gorgeous in chiffon, you know, with just a little shell and, you know, a pair of pull-on pants. As a matter of fact, those My Label out of the Bernina software, once you get your model tweaked, My Label, those pull-on pants are really neat. They have a great line to them. But it does have something difficult if you are going to do it out of chiffon, and that's this hem. And this hem right here is almost on the bias. And doing a bias hem on a chiffon or a kind of see-through-y fun fabric like this can be a nightmare. So I'm going to show you a technique how to do this. I got this fabric down at Helen Enix, and I'll put that information up here. And they have 2 more bolts of it. This is as of the first part of June. So it's a real fun fabric, and I think what I love about it is that when you put it over yellow, it takes on a yellowish flare. If you put it over blue, it takes on a blue. If you put it over green, it takes on a green. It's really fun what this fabric does. I've got some sand washed silk, and I'm going to make myself a pair of pull-on pants and a cute little camisole, and just wear this for summer for knocking around in the evening, which will be kind of fun. Okay, let's get to the sewing machine and let me show you how to do this hem. Okay, here I am. What I did was I took my walking foot, and really this is about the only way you can do this. But take your walking foot, and I just ran a stitching. I'm going to double fold this over. So I ran a stitching on the line where I'm going to do my first fold over. And what this does is this gives you stability, because remember, you're working on a bias, and look how stretchy and loosey-goosey that is. And when I pull right here, see how nice and tight that is? That works out really, really well. Whereas right here it's just stretching to kingdom come. This gives you a little stability so that when you get ready to lay this down and do the second fold over here, then you've got this line, this thread gives you stability. Now what I'll do next is I'm going to take my walking foot again, and I'm going to run a top stitch all along the top of this. So let me do that. I'll come right back. Okay, here I am back, and look at how nice and flat and pretty that is, and I haven't even pressed it. After I press this, it just lays beautifully. Of course, this looks great on the ironing board, but in a minute I'm going to do a shot on my mannequin, and what you really want is when it hangs nicely. Okay, let's put it on the mannequin, because that's our final test. Okay, here we are, we're finished. And this is the Rupture Test about whether or not this works, is if it hangs right on you. And look at how pretty and smooth these lines are. There's none of this, and particularly in the hem, there's no bubbling or warping where this was all put together. It hangs just flowy, straight, and you just like some sort of Grecian goddess, which is just what you want it to look like. So that's my little technique, is just to run just a thread through there, and all it is just a stay stitch. And it really does help on thin, flimsy fabrics like this, chiffon, organza, or anything that's kind of thin and filmy. I really recommend this pattern. I like what Lynn does here with this, but I really would like this dart added in here, and it's so easy to do, and it really just snaps this whole outfit out. Even if you think you're thick through this area, you can always just curve the garment in just a little bit right here, and it gives you just enough shape that it looks really smooth and elegant. Okay, enjoy and have fun with it.